back to the Cheapshot Music Podcast. As you all know, the new year is approaching, so we thought we'd talk about our year in review. Justin, do you want to kind of go through this for us?
Yeah, so everyone with Spotify, we get a little present at the end of the year, a little wrapped, and you get to click on it, and it says, hey, you listen to these people, these songs. So that's what we're looking at today.
It's like a 10-minute video.
Yeah, it's very
cool.
nice. I played Truth or Dare with myself. So,
Yep.
Okay, Casey, what were your top 5 artists?
This list is kind of skewed because my list doesn't represent my actual listening habits. It's influenced by like my work because I'm a professor of music. And I teach a class on music and movies constantly. So I'm listening to a lot of film composers.
Yeah.
So guess what's in my top 5? A bunch of film composers, right? So number 1, I have Thomas Newman, my favorite film composer actually, and he did movies like Shawshank Redemption, Wall-E. He did a whole bunch. He's great. Number 2 is The Weeknd. That makes sense.
Noise.
Because I've listened to The Weeknd a lot this year, and I really, really like The Weeknd.
An actual artist.
Right.
Are you calling them not artists, Justin?
What's art? What is art? No. Number 3 is Sergei Rachmaninoff. So if you're into neo-romantic classical music, I highly recommend him in Piano Concerto Number 2. Another film composer, John Williams. Everyone knows who that is. If you've ever seen a Steven Spielberg movie, you've probably heard John Williams. And then finally, James Horner, another film composer, did Titanic, did tons. So,
Noise.
yeah, 3 film composers in my top 5. Whatever. Jack, what do you have?
I have at number 1, Stevie Wonder. I was in his top 0.5% of listeners, and I listened about 10 hours. Then number 2, I have the Beatles. Number 3, I have the Strokes. Number 4, John Mayer. And number 5, Nas. Kind of those are like influenced partially from when I was a kid. Like John Mayer and the Strokes are like more music that I liked when I was younger. But like this year I got into the Beatles a little bit more, and Nas because of Justin. Thank you very much.
Which is a great album, by the way. Check it out.
King's Disease 2. Absolutely.
And
Great
Magic.
album. Yeah. And speaking of Nas and Justin, how about Justin? You tell us what your top artists were.
Yeah, so my number 1 was Nas.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I was also in the top 0.5% of listeners. But we shouldn't have been talking because my mom, she was in the top 0.01% of Michael W. Smith listeners. So just eat it. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. And then my list is a little bit skewed because I listen to lo-fi while I write for about an hour a day.
Right.
And so Twan and Casio, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Are my number 2 and number 3. I actually
Generic lo-fi, but it's good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
I hadn't looked up their artist name before this, but
Yeah.
and then my 4 and 5 is Drake and Ye.
No surprise there.
No,
Yep.
I mean,
actually not.
Especially
they're,
with
they're
them,
usually on
especially
there.
with them both putting out new albums this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, for the show too. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
great, man.
Yeah.
Justin, top 5 songs.
Yeah, so along the same lines, we're going with lo-fi number 1.
Yep.
Chased by Twan, my number 2 artist. And then there's a crap ton of lo-fi. I mean,
Yeah.
barely like in my top 10 there's an actual song.
It's really great though when you're like studying or when I'm grading papers. Like lo-fi hip hop is awesome to just
It's sweet.
pop on in the background, and like just I don't know.
Yeah, and I love background music.
Yeah, and it's perfect.
It's just insane.
It's perfect for that.
But okay, I have mostly them, and then at my number 5 slot, I have Them Changes by Thundercats.
Oh, so good.
Great tune.
Thundercats!
So
Great
good,
tune.
man.
Yeah, I mean the do-rag song too. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. And then at number 8, I actually have Ditch by Gus Dapperton, which I'll get
And I don't know who
into.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Yeah, I'll get into my what is it called? Indie rock.
Yeah, indie rock.
Later.
Okay. Sure.
But okay, Casey, what do you got for your top 5 songs?
So again, my top 5 songs are kind of skewed, and a lot of it's because of this podcast, my work on this podcast, because I research a lot of songs for things that we talk about on this show. And so what do I use for that research? Spotify, right? So my number 1 is Kiss Me More by Doja Cat, which we've talked about a bunch on this show. And I actually really like that song. I just kind of fell in love with that song.
Slaps, but
It does.
it's really your number 1 song.
It's
though, right?
it really is. It's number 1. And I looked at it, I was like, really? That's number 1? I didn't think it would be, but it was. So
No, it makes sense for all the garbage that you listen to.
I listen
you
to everything,
just listen
man.
to shitty shit over and over again.
anything and everything, man, I listen to. If it's organized sound, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Loving You, Easy by Zach Brown Band. This is an older song a little bit, but it's just a really great, cool song. Levitating by Dua Lipa. Awesome song.
Great song.
And the baby.
Right. I'm
you
not
can't
surprised.
say the baby part anymore. You can't
Yeah.
do that. No, it's
But I'm not
allowed.
surprised that that's on my list. Test Drive by Ariana Grande. And I don't know why. I know Ariana Grande's hit or miss for me. This particular song is just banging. I don't know why. It's just rhythmically amazing. Her voice is cool. Like, she does some really cool rhythmic stuff. And then finally, The Sound of Sunshine by Michael Franti and Spearhead, which is usually heavily played on my summer playlist. I'm listening to Spearhead and Michael Franti constantly. So
Well, because they had that one song, "Hey, why'd you run today?"
I say, hey, I'll be gone today.
Yeah, that.
And I'll be back coming round the way.
I only know what it sounds like.
It's great.
I heard it like a million times when I was like, what, 13, 14?
Yeah.
Is that when what was that?
It's
Did that song come
it's
out?
like at least 10, 15 years now, I think. Maybe 10 years.
Really?
That
it's-
reminds me of the chicken dance. I'm not kidding.
It kind of is. Actually, you know what? You've got a
It
point there. I'm
kinda
not. It's kind of a polka.
Yeah.
So, Justin, Jack, what about you?
So my top 5 songs are number 1 was "Have a Talk with God" by Stevie Wonder,
great.
"Donna Lee" by Charlie Parker, "Hold the Line" by Toto, "Straight No Chaser" by Monk, Thelonious Monk, that is, "Oleo" by Joe Pass and N-Hop, and that concludes that. So, but let me kind of go through why those songs ended up there. "Have a Talk with God" because it's Stevie, and I think that's a super underappreciated song in Stevie's catalog. Donna Lee, because I'm learning jazz.
You're a jazz student in college,
Yeah.
so you're going to be playing Donnelly a lot.
Absolutely. "Hold the Line" by Toto, because I love playing that bass
Toto's
line.
so good, too.
Dude, that bass line too, the do 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 do.
Jeff Porcaro on drums on all those Toto tracks. God, it's so good.
It's great, man. And then "Straight No Chaser" by Thelonious Monk, because if you learn that head, you can play that over any blues and sound really cool.
Classic one.
Yeah, great head. And then "Oleo," another great
Classic
head.
rhythm changes for
Classic.
Oleo.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this list doesn't surprise me. A college music student, this is what I would expect to see, pretty much.
Totally.
Similar along those lines.
I would say that we had some hits on these lists,
Definitely.
right? Yeah. So maybe we talk today's top hits.
Let's do it.
All right, Justin, what do we have for today's top hits?
So actually, correction, Jack.
Okay.
Yeah. We're doing the 2021 today's top hits.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of the year.
Of the year.
Okay.
And
Very cool.
Spotify landed us a list, today's top hits of 2021.
And it was dog shit.
Yeah. Actually, the correct thing is Spotify presents.
Spotify.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And Stay by Justin Bieber was up there.
At the top.
It had a couple Little Nas X songs.
Mm-hmm.
But what wasn't up there?
Our choice for the year.
Our wonderful choice that we are putting at the top just to slather it in their face.
Yes.
That choice is Butter by BTS.
Let's take a listen.
I got the superstar glow, so to the boogie line. Side step right left to my beat. I like the moon rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. Let me show you 'cause talk is cheap. A side step right left to my beat. Get it, let it roll.
Got
Dude,
it.
great song.
Oh,
I love this song.
It's so good, man. The singing, the groove, the funk is real with this one. The funk is the deep force funk.
And
is
the
here.
amount of listeners.
Yeah.
Look, if I was gonna bet $100, I bet there are more people, like unique people, that have listened to Butter by BTS than there are people who have listened to Stay by Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Totally.
Absolutely. This is a global hit. This
Absolutely.
isn't just big in the US. This is a global hit, and it is so danceable and catchy
And fun.
Fun, and it's used in commercials now. It's used in movies. It's everywhere. And usually when that happens, a song, I'm just like, ugh. You know, like I get so sick of hearing it. I have yet to be sick of this one yet.
Yeah.
So
But you want to know why we're so disdained with this list? Because guess what's right ahead of Butter by BTS?
I don't even want to know.
Papos by Farruko.
The drug song.
Right. What? Why?
The drug song.
Why? It's so frustrating.
It's-
Like, There's got to be a difference between unique listens and the amount of times a song is streamed, you know? And that's what makes me think that this list is just completely skewed. Because I bet Stay has been played at every single house party that happened this year, multiple times.
Correct. Every Spotify DJ house party,
Yeah.
aka
Yeah.
they're not an actual DJ.
Yeah, they just
Right.
know how to turn on Spotify.
Yeah. and shuffle.
exactly.
Right, absolutely.
And then Butter has been on every commercial there is.
Yeah.
It's been everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant song and it's popular worldwide. So that's why it deserves to be up at the top.
Right.
It does. It does concern me though, some of the listening habits of the general population based on what we're seeing on Spotify. And it's sad. It's like, it just makes me like worrisome
Well,
for the music,
all right.
for music in general sometimes.
All right. That being said, Casey, what are some of your honorable mentions?
Well, I mean, pretty much anything The Weeknd has put out, Dua Lipa has to be up there.
Levitating has to be up
I
there.
mean,
too.
that whole
Lil
album.
Nas X.
Lil Nas X is up there too.
Yeah.
Driver's License is second on the list that I'm looking at. Today's
That's
Top Hits
ridiculous.
presents best pop songs of 2021.
I mean, for me, it's probably The Weeknd and Dua Lipa. Those and how are we forgetting Bruno Mars?
Yep.
I
Leave
mean,
the door open.
Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic.
Don't
like,
leave
yeah.
out Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
No kidding, man.
That ended up at number 12 too, by the way, on this list.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
Again, it gives me hope when I see things like that.
That is some hope, yeah. And like, I don't think Stay is a bad song. I think it's just something that we've seen a lot of, like chord progression wise, like instrument tonalities, that kind of
Auto tune, all these same
Absolutely.
things. You know,
extreme auto tune. In
it's
that case,
cookie cutter music, and you know, even Justin Bieber has good music, but it gets cookie cutter. So
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
speaking about cookie cutter music,
and garbage.
let's get into hot garbage.
Yeah.
let's do it.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage. So, all right, Jack, what do you got for us for hot garbage this week?
Well, we have maybe my least favorite song of all time. I've never heard a song this bad before in my entire life, but it is also our pick for the worst song that we've heard this year.
Wow. Yeah.
The song
winner.
is, yeah, it is. Well, no, it's a loser. It's a fucking loser. That song is a loser song. The song is Summer Girls by LFO.
Check it out.
New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, and I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. For the summer, I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I take her if I had one wish, but she's been gone since that summer. Since that summer. Hip hop, marmalade, spick and span. Met you one summer and it all began. You're the best girl that I ever did see. The great Larry Bird, Jersey 33. Take a sip.
Jersey 33. So, okay, LFO Summer Girls. Now, I brought this one to the table back when we did this episode
dude.
earlier this year, and
God.
because I lived through this nightmare of a song, and as my cousin Michael, shout out to Michael, says, I can taste the frosted tips when I hear this song, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah,
This song for sure.
it's so
absolutely.
shallow and just weak.
Oh,
and,
it's the chattiest, frattiest, douchiest song that's ever
yeah,
existed.
it's Todd language. It's Chad Todd.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I'll meet you at the frat party.
So read us some lyrics, Jack.
Okay. So how about I just start from the top? Because we need to go
Please.
through this garbage
The
all the
second
way.
line.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. And I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. But let me also do it in my douche voice. I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Do the Hornets.
I'd take her if I had one wish, but she's been gone since that summer. Let me keep doing my douche voice. Hip hop, marmalade, spick and span. Met you one summer, and it all began. You're the best girl that I ever did see. The great Larry Bird, Jersey 33. When you take a sip, you buzz like a hornet.
What?
Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole bunch of sonnets. Call me Willie Whistle, because I can't speak, baby. Something in your eyes really drove me crazy. Why?
What is the
Hey,
cadence?
did
What
you
is
know
the
that-
rhyme scheme here?
Did you know that hornet and sonnet are the same like rhyme?
If you're from Boston, I guess, or some shit.
Sornet.
Sonnet. No, that's not a real world.
And it's just like random too. Like
Oh, completely
it's
random.
just like let's just find buzzwords, and things that rhyme.
He's like,
Kinda
oh,
slap them
dude,
together.
this rhymes.
Yeah,
And-
dude. Oh man.
Yeah, he's really bringing it to buzzwords. Buzz like a hornet.
Yeah.
You get it? Yeah.
And if you ever watch this video, it's super shallow too. It's like these dudes, like, yeah, they're like, unbuttoned shirts, and they're just like showing off on their bods, their Todd bods.
Tank
in the
tops and-
summer.
oh, God.
In the summer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's really bad, man.
Yeah.
So we are collective in agreement that this is the worst song of the year.
Absolutely.
Even though it came out in like 2000,
Yeah.
whatever, 1, 2, or 3.
No, I think it was 90s. It was 90s.
It was
99.
99.
That's right.
That's right. The year I was born.
So it's how it's the worst song of the millennium. So
It is
Very
the
well
worst
is.
song. But all right,
Yeah.
some honorable mentions
Okay.
real quick.
For worst song.
Little Blue Man.
yeah, that's pretty
Little
bad.
Blue Man was
Thank you.
really
That's
bad
to my
this
mom.
Really,
Thanks, Mom.
really bad.
Yeah.
Last week we did Christmas Tree. That is, I'm sorry, that's the worst song I have heard in my whole entire fucking life.
Do you think it's worse than Summer Girls?
It is worse. Take out
Damn.
take out the lyrics to this song and the other song. Tell me which one that you could actually listen to.
I'm going with
Okay.
Summer Girls. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
because there's a acoustic guitar in there.
Yeah, and some I like the sound of it. Like it,
Yeah.
It's
it
like
kind of
a
reminded me.
beach song.
It's a Sugar Ray kind of song.
So, but ultimately, it's the lyrics that bring this one down further.
Yeah,
Oh,
horrible.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's because the Christmas tree is. I mean, those lyrics
bad.
suck too, man.
Yeah.
It's bad. But all right, going on further, on both today's top hits and Heart Garbage.
Heart Garbage.
Heart garbage.
Sornets.
Yes, soreness. I'm white. Excuse me. There is both Drake and Ye. Okay.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
are on both lists. And the
Yep.
honorable mentions for them here are Way Too Sexy
Yeah, that song is shit.
and
Garbage.
Junior Want to Not Be on My Wrist.
That's
Terrible.
also a bad song.
Terrible.
But I honestly would rather listen to Junya.
Yep.
I'd rather listen
Yep.
to Junya.
So would I.
I don't need to hear Drake in future talk about how attractive they are. Like that is
Young
just the
Thug
most.
too. Young
Okay.
Thug.
I
That's
hate
just
Drake.
the most narcissistic song of 2021.
Yep.
Can we say that?
It is.
Yeah,
It
it totally
is.
is.
It is.
Absolutely.
I mean, Drake sucks. Sorry.
Non-stop.
Dude, I don't disagree with you whatsoever. But can we just be done with bad songs? Let's talk some good songs
Let's
now.
do it.
All right, listeners, what we're doing this week is we're doing a For That We Adore, but we can only take songs from our 2021 top songs from Spotify. Casey, you want to lead us off?
Sure. So this last summer, I came across this song that it's just this little gem of a song that I didn't never heard of. I didn't know the artist. It was out of the blue, and I ended up listening to it a lot, and it's on my list. And the song is called Love I by The Green. Let's check it out.
It's not fair. Oh, how love can feel this way. I sure didn't care. Cause if she only heard me say, I wanna love you, girl. Kiss and hug, make you my world. I treat you right, you know I will. I'ma show you, girl, how I really feel. I wanna love you.
Yeah, dude, it's exactly what you need from reggae.
You know, it's simple. It's 1-4-5-4, or basically 1-5-4-5. Pretty much really simple chord progression. But you know, I've got to this point in my life where, you know, when I was younger, I was always about like I wanted to project what I listened to other people, to let them know that I'm listening to sophisticated things, or you know things that I should be listening to as a music major in school.
Yeah.
But after a point, you're just like, you know, I listen to stuff that I love, and I think the Spotify playlist has a couple of these pop out. This song is just so great. It's soulful. It's reggae. I've listened to it about 1,000 times, and I'll listen to it 1,000 times more, and then again,
Absolutely.
because it's just for me, it's probably my favorite song of the year, and no one knows who they are. But this band called The Green, they're a Hawaiian band
Okay.
playing reggae music,
Interesting.
and they're actually blowing up in the reggae like scene. So check them out. The Green. So Jack, what did you get for your top song for the year?
Well, very cool, Casey. I've got the song Shiver by Maroon 5, so let's take a listen. I mean, I just love this song. The guitar solo.
So good, man.
Yeah. I just, first of all, I like that it's kind of got this, I don't know if it's Phrygian dominant or if it's just like harmonic minor, but it's got that, weird tonality. And maybe not even weird, just exotic tonality.
Yeah, maybe harmonic minor makes something in there. I don't know, man. Either way, it's great, man. The guitar solo is just banging. The drums are so tight. Adam Levine's singing is awesome on this track. Like, this is what I miss about Maroon 5, man.
Me too. Absolutely.
Like they went so far away from this sound, and it sucks.
It does. Like Not Coming Home Tonight, also off this album, so good.
So good.
I actually recommend that you listen to this mix in a solid set of studio monitors, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Listen with good stereo system, because there's so many little things happening in this mix, like a wah pedal on a guitar, like the
Yep.
that kind of
the
thing.
nuance, man. There's tons of nuance with this song.
Yeah.
And this whole album, really.
Absolutely.
So great, man. Great choice.
Super cool. Justin, what do you have for us?
Yeah, well, I have such of the same pick, right? Rock music.
Wait.
No, I'll take us off track, and I'm doing a song, "Trouble on Central" by Betty.
Oh, let's check it out.
South Central. Damn, I just can't wait till I get home. Shit. That's when the cop had pulled me over. I wish I had a girl by my side. Wish I had a brand new ride. I wish I had a light. I wish I had a private flight. I wish upon a star sometime. I wish I had it right. I wish I had the finer things. I wish it wasn't so Cobain. I wish I had you. Shit. And I wish I wasn't stuck on Central.
Oh,
Dude.
damn.
You know what this song reminds me of? I'm maybe gonna bring it to a little bit of a bad point, but George Floyd. Seriously.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Trouble on Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
right in our
started
neighborhood here.
listening to the song, going out to protests, and going into it. So I had to pick this song
Yeah.
over any of my other picks. It's actually my number 18 on my list.
Okay.
Number 13 is The Light by Metrimony. It's my indie rock that I was into. It's some good stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have never talked about Kid Cudi on this podcast.
You haven't.
I should be shunned.
Yeah,
I'm
you
surprised
should be
because you
kinda
talk
shunned.
about him all the time.
Yeah, I literally talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
Tequila Shots I was like debating, should I do Tequila Shots? Should I do Trouble on Central? I don't know what to do.
Can I just say I love this pick though, man.
It's a great pick.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just
A mature pick.
I listened to it for
Come on,
about
guys.
I listened to literally 30 seconds and I fell in love with it right away, man.
It's so good.
It's like the groove is so tight.
so
The bass is great. His singing is so awesome, man. Like it's like this nice mix of like R&B soul with a little bit of like hip hop kind of like working its way into the way he sings it.
and a story included
story.
with everything.
Right? So
Man.
it is actually considered hip hop rap, even though there's not really any rap during this whole song.
But like the way because he's telling his story, he's just a little more melodic with it than
Right?
like rappers
It's-
typically are.
Even though I don't like country, it's more of a country way of singing
Sure.
story.
Folk rap.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's literally kind of what it is.
Folk rap. Like Nas is kind of a folk rap artist, you know? Like,
Yeah, minus the twangy racism. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, then you get folk rap.
You get folk
but
rap.
all right, speaking of Nas, that was my another honorable
Yeah.
pick, "Nobody" by
Great
Nas
tune.
and
Yeah.
Miss Lauryn Hill.
That's
So
one of my
good.
favorite from this year as well.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you slept Lauryn Hill on anything she's ever done, man.
Anything.
And Nas as well.
With them together, too.
100%.
Yeah.
And then a song y'all have never listened to, "More" by Flying Lotus, featuring Anderson .Paak.
Oh, there you go. You got me right there, Anderson .Paak.
It also has
I'll check it out.
Thundercat featuring on it.
Okay, so I'm going to listen to that the second we're done shooting this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
Next on my agenda.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was a couple goodish picks.
Yeah.
But our all pick this week
Yeah.
is actually a part of our Spotify recommended list.
Yep.
Okay.
So we looked at the list. There was "Can You Kick It" by A Tribe Called Quest.
Great
we've
one.
already
Classic.
we've already done "Glamour and Glitz" though.
Yep.
Yep.
And then there was a Stevie Wonder song. We did "Superstition."
Yep.
Yep.
Who was number 3? I was so surprised. I was like, how is
I'm also kind of not surprised, though, considering my listening habits and Casey's listening
Yeah.
habits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
so for the all pick of "For That We Adore," we picked Bill Withers' Use Me.
Let's check it out.
Till you use me up.
God, it's so good.
So what's not to love about Bill Withers? What's not to love?
There's nothing.
I mean, he's a legend. He's up there with Stevie Wonder in so many ways, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
not
many
as
good
much of an
tunes.
output as Stevie, but man, this song right here.
Yeah.
Like every time I hear it, I'm like, God, I love Bill Withers. Like immediately I'm just like, he's brilliant.
I just love the band that he assembles for every song that he does in studio, man. Like every single time. It's
Yeah.
always smooth. The
Super tight.
The bass playing too.
The bass and drummer are always top
Super
of
good.
their game.
Yeah,
Type
totally.
of players. Like
Who was there's a song by Bill Withers that I really love that has this awesome bass line. I mean, gosh, I can't think of it.
he's got that'd be a few. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be tough
there's
to
quite a
narrow it
few.
down.
Yeah, but legitimately, this song is something that I want to go dance to this
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
great.
it's just that like calm.
You know what? I love when
nice.
the band basically knocks out and it drops out and it's just Bill Withers and the drums.
Yep.
I
so
love that
good.
moment, man. It's just like, you
Yeah.
just really get that rhythm going. You want to dance.
And it
Yeah.
happens in a couple of Bill Withers tunes, doesn't it? Yeah, he kind of likes to do that.
I really like that sound when everything drops out except the drums and the vocalist. It's a really cool effect.
Right. So speaking of genuine songs, let's get into some generic or genuine.
Right.
Let's do it.
Generic or genuine?
All right, Casey, what do you got for us for generic or genuine today?
So for generic or genuine, we're picking basically whether our list that Spotify provided us with the analytics
Noise.
is a generic list or a genuine list, right?
Yeah.
And so I think in general, mine's genuine for the most part. It's skewed
Yeah.
because of a few ways that I use music and listen to music, and because I teach music. And I'm listening to music that I wouldn't necessarily love to listen to all the time. But in general, I think it's pretty much a genuine list.
Well, can you divulge some of the songs that you have on your list?
So, I mean, everything, like we heard some Kiss Me More by Doja Cat. We've lots of Dua Lipa, The Weeknd, film scores, lots of classical music. I mean, I listen to everything and anything. My list is so eclectic and such an assortment of different things that I don't know. I think it's almost like OCD or like obsessive, like ADHD or whatever. One of those situations where you're just like, you got to listen to all these different things at once, and all these, and that's me, like, I love that. Oh, I love that. I don't care if it sucks. I want to listen to it.
So you would say that genuinely represents your taste?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's how I listen to music. I'm jumping from genre to genre to genre constantly.
Interesting. Okay. Justin, how about you?
Yeah, so I think yours, Casey, is genuine 100%, and mine is generic 100%. I'll get into this. Yet your BS thing that you've listened to is the movie,
The film scores.
the film scores. My BS thing that I listen to is lo-fi generic
Yes.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have some really good songs on here. My number one last year actually was "Glamour and Glyphs" by A Tribe Called Quest. It is number 31 this year. You got "Hater Love It" by 50 Cent and The Game, "Boca Raton" by Boss and ASAP Rocky, not
Yep.
Ferg, and then "Rap Snitch Knish" by MF Doom and Mr. Fantastic. And you got all these people. Like, I just want to put every single person, every single artist that I like in here. Mick Jenkins, Crumb,
Oh, yeah.
T-Pain with Akon or Lil Wayne.
Or yeah.
Yeah. And Devin the Dude. Anybody know Devin the Dude here? Huh?
No.
What a job this is.
Doesn't
Come
ring a
on.
bell.
Nope.
But I do like Mick Jenkins a lot, man.
It's all of this stuff is so good. So why would I argue that my list is generic?
Because of the lo-fi.
Because of the fucking lo-fi.
Yeah.
Last year had no lo-fi. My last
Right.
year's list, and listeners, it's on my Spotify. Come on, go listen to it.
Yeah. Now,
But yeah.
so yeah, I get that lo-fi is generic in a way, but it's still great to listen to when you're just like studying or doing work or something like that.
But I believe it to be the most generic genre of all music. Well, maybe not the most generic.
Because it can fit within anything.
And
you can have a
Yeah.
lo-fi beat go with someone rapping hardcore
Yeah.
all the way to someone singing a beautiful chorus.
So
Or sitting in an elevator.
Exactly.
yeah, right. And you don't need to be actively listening to it. You're actually passively listening to lo-fi.
Definitely, you
more.
are.
And I think passive music, if you will, tends to be generic, right?
Yeah.
It's like elevator music, right? It's
Yeah,
not like we're
exactly.
not actively listening to it on the elevator. Well, I do sometimes, but
That's
I'm
because you're a
weirdo.
dork.
I'm a dork.
Call me maybe.
Like, some like weird jazz version of "Call Me Baby."
Yeah, God. Ugh.
But like I get it. So there's like you're passively listening to lo-fi, so therefore it is generic to you.
Yeah, correct.
I get
That's
that.
exactly what
Yeah,
I'm
that makes
talking
sense.
about here. So, all right, Jack. Well, how about your list?
Well, I feel like it's mostly genuine. How about I just go through some of the picks?
Nice.
Have a Talk with God, Donna Lee, Hold the Line, Straight No Chaser, Olio, Sir Duke, Put Your Records On, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, Kiss Me More, Party in the USA, Fancy.
Party in the USA.
Well,
Yeah.
Some of these are from that because you played a gig
I did play a
last
gig.
summer, and a lot of these songs that you're listing were on that gig, so you're probably learning them, right?
Yeah, there was definitely songs on here that I would not normally listen to.
Party in the USA was one you guys played,
Definitely.
so you had to learn it.
Yeah,
So
I
you
had
gotta
to
listen
learn
to
that
it.
one. But that was a fun song to learn,
Sure,
it was
sure.
a pretty good song.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like my list genuinely represents all the things that got me into different music this year. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because like with all the jazz at the top, that's from school, of course. With like Party in the USA, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Good for You by Olivia Rodrigo. That was because of the concert that I played. The rest is kind of stuff that I listened to, like Sir Duke at number 6.
Yeah.
Like I have played that bass line for Sir Duke like
Yeah.
a million times. I'm still trying to get down the
Yeah.
that pentatonic
Yeah,
run.
it's great.
I'm trying to get that down still. It's so fast, dude.
It's
But-
it's tough. I would say this list, based on knowing you, knowing your taste, it is genuine for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can completely agree too.
So this has been the Cheap Shot Music Podcast.
Download or stream this episode wherever you get your podcasts.
Please leave a like and or a comment on our social medias. It's greatly appreciated.
And thank you everyone for listening.